Hello, this is Ray Edwards once again from learncopy.com and webcopywriting.com with another installment of copywriting tips and tricks. In this session, I want to share with you 7 ways to build your credibility on the web. Now, in a way, the internet may be compared to the wild, wild west. Where do you think the acronym www came from? Now, there's no real central authority that is in charge of the many scam of the internet. So many scam artists would take full advantage of this. Especially as a small business owner with no large company name behind yours, building credibility in the prospect's mind becomes very crucial. And here I'd like to share with you 7 ways in which you can build your credibility. Number 1, you may find it beneficial to place a picture, a mugshot of yourself on your website. Now, brick and mortar stores, they have the advantage since the clerk has a direct face-to-face conversation with the customer. It is therefore easier to connect and form a relationship with that customer. I recently read an interesting thread on a marketing forum message board with several people giving their opinion on the pros and the cons of placing your picture on your website. Most of the fears expressed were that people might be turned off by the owner's ethnicity, and even though this is a real fear, I think that the best reaction I read on this point came from an Italian-American small business owner. She said that she would not want to do business with someone who was prejudiced against her anyway. I thought to myself, well, problem solved. You see, your photo helps your visitor to reach across the great chasm of the internet and touch your customer right from their monitors. Now, why do you think cellular phone customers are trading in their old phones for the new talk to me and see me at the same time models? And that's one of the reasons why I recently traded in my iPhone 3 for my iPhone 4. 2, provide an audio message in your own voice. This is closely tied to the former tip. It all has to do with feeling connected and human. We are not computers. We just use them. We have emotions and we use them to communicate. There is nothing that can communicate emotions like the human voice. I can still fondly remember those days before my family could afford a television. As children, we often listened to those old radio dramas. You were there in the center of the action. I could still fondly remember hearing the Lone Ranger, the gallop of the horses, the crackle of the gunfire. Trust me, you were there. You smelt the gunpowder and you rode those horses. So what can you use your voice in order to do that? Well, at least it can say, this is a real person behind this website. In this our automated age, being real counts. Number 3, place your physical address and contact information on every page. Now here again, you are being transparent and in the open about your identity and how you may be contacted. And you have nothing to hide. And you do not intend to take their money and close down your website the next day and run away with the money. So your address also adds a sense of structure to the very fluid environment of the internet. So it is much like the sign on a brick and mortar store. This is where I'm located. And that is why just a post office box number would not be sufficient. Can you be reached by fax, a landline phone, email, a mobile phone? This information adds to your credibility, not to mention your perceived availability as well. Number 4, do not use a free email or hosting service as your main site. So tied closely to credibility are the perception that you create of your business. Now, some say that in business, image is everything. That may be taking it a little bit too far, but you are not who you think you are, but what the customer perceives you to be. So if you use a free email service, such as hotmail.com, what does this say about you? You are so successful, but you cannot even afford a paid email service. Most spammers use these free email accounts anyway, and that may count against you. It may be best to use the account that is associated with your paid website domain. I think that almost all hosting accounts would come with the opportunity to have a POP email account that you can attach your email along to your website. Number 5, have an about page. Now, when a surfer appears at your site for the first time, it is likely it's like going on a blind date. The visitor may have heard a little about you and know where to find you, but she's practically just window shopping. The about page, therefore, gives her a good chance to get a quick background check on you. She can then know if you are the one she really wants to build a relationship with. Information you should place on this about page can include a personal and professional biography, maybe a photograph of yourself, your name, address, telephone number, your company objectives, a comprehensive description of you and your company. You just knowing this outline of who you are can place the visitor at ease, and most of the nervous jitter would hopefully disappear. Why? Because she now sees you she sees that you are not afraid to be checked out. Number 6, include a privacy statement. Now, internet users are becoming more and more sensitive to how their personal information is being used. This makes it almost imperative for you to provide a page with your privacy policy. Now, the general concerns that would have to be addressed in your privacy policy are: how are you going to use the information that is collected? Is the information shared with a third party? Let them know how they can opt out of any mailing lists that they sign up for, and why you track their IP address if you do. And for more detailed discussions on website privacy, you may always check trustee.org. Number 7, use your customers' unsolicited testimonials and product reviews. Now, what you say about your product or service is not really taken seriously. I mean, what are you expected to say anyway? So it's your product. Duh. So what's carry the greater weight are the opinions of other experts in your field. But what carries the greatest weight is what the customers themselves say. This means that you can get instant credibility if you present the unsolicited testimonials of your satisfied customers. These testimonials should be accompanied with the email address or website and full name of the customer. The less information you give about the customer who is providing the testimonial, then the less believable the testimonial is going to be. I have had visitors who actually contacted these customers to confirm that the testimonials were real. So pour on the testimonials. Too much is not enough. So there you had it. If you use all of these strategies, it would help to build your credibility online, and you're going to see more customers who are going to be willing to open their wallets and even their hearts